All right. Book four. So obviously we skip a lot here in terms of content of the Aeneid. By and large, I mean, Aeneas eventually uh, is encouraged by his mother Venus to return back home during the fall of Troy to save his family. He's able to do so, however, he is unfortunately not able to save his wife, who is lost in the chaos. The two of them have a rather tearful goodbye as she approaches him as a ghost and tells him to carry on the mission. So, book two concludes with the fall of Troy and Aeneas and some refugees, Trojan refugees, escaping. Book three is essentially, you know, a bullet pointed version of the Odyssey and Jason the Argonauts. A lot of similar encounters happen, all kind of jammed into book three, but eventually all ultimately with the ending up with the Trojans coming to Sicily, where they are happily sent on their way by King Acestes. However, that's where book one's events come into play, where they're hit by the storm. So, book four here now, Aeneas is done telling his story to Dido of how he got to Carthage, and Dido is rather smitten with our hero. And so here, we start feeling the effects of Cupid. Cupid was involved with kind of tying over Dido to making sure she was receptive as a host to Aeneas. However, it's got the effects have become overwhelming here, and Dido now has fallen in love with Aeneas. So now, um, this is our Dido here. So she leads Aeneas with herself uh, through the Media Moenia, through the midst of the walls. So essentially through the city, right? Because the city is between the walls. And she shows, I think, him, Aeneas, shows him the Sidonian wealth, so the wealth of Carthage, and she shows him the prepared city. She begins to speak, and in mid-word here, Media invoke, she resists, she stops. I think she gets nervous, right? She's uh, feels the effects of love here, so she's nervous to talk in front of him. Now, she seeks eandem convivia, the same parties, the same feasts, with the day levente die, apple of absolute, with the day fading, with the day slipping away. And she, I think, seeks or she demands, a posket here, she demands to hear, she madly desires to hear the Trojan labors. So books two and three. And she hangs again from the speaker's mouth. Narantis here is present active participle, possessing ore from his mouth here, Aeneas's mouth. Uh, when after, so adverbial post, when after they have departed from each other, digresisant, afterwards they've departed from each other, and the obscuring luna, the dark moon, premit presses upon lumen the light, vixissem, like in turn, so essentially as day turns to night. And the cadentia sidera, the falling stars, swadent, they persuade or suggest sleep, somnos. She alone grieves in a domo vacuo. I think vacuo is ablative, so in an empty home she grieves, and in Kumbat she lies upon the dative here, upon the abandoned couches. She being absent or she being separated, she both hears and sees him, Aeneas, Ilum here, she sees him being absent. Um, let's see. Or she, uh, let's see, she's Copta, she's smitten or taken by the image of the father uh, holding Ascanius in her lap, the image of his father, right? Ascanius looks like his father Aeneas. If she would be able uh, to deceive an unspeakable affection or an unspeakable love. The begun or the started towers here, turrets, they do not rise up anymore. So nothing's getting done anymore because she's so taken by Aeneas, and so she's more fixated on her love than she is on her duties as a queen. So the started towers, they do not rise up. The young people, the youth, they do not practice their weapons, so the army's not training, or the young people, they don't prepare the ports. Portus is, I think, the accusative plural. They don't prepare the ports of Carthage, or they don't prepare I think these are towers, the towers for the safety in warfare and war. Um, the work hangs, or is yeah, the interrupted work hangs, and the towers of the walls, the mighty towers of the walls, they also are hanging. They're left hanging. They're stopped. As too does the machine or the crane here, I think, that's Iquata, that's level to or with the sky.